Hey everyone, it's Miranda. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hey, for the first time, why don't you subscribe, become the newest member of the Slash Squad. Here I review products you won't feel guilty buying and do looks you can actually recreate at home. We are officially in festival season. What? I'm not going to any festivals super soon. Usually the festivals I go to are towards the end of summer because that's when they all come to Vegas. But for those of you going to Coachella, that's coming up in about a week and a half, and then we've just got so many going on from there. So today I wanted to create this bright, fun festival look using mostly drugstore products. Some aren't drugstore, but they're still super budget friendly, available online. The star of the show today is the BH Cosmetics Color Festival palette. I unboxed this on my Instagram stories, and a lot of you voted that you wanted to see my festival look with this. So if you do want to kind of play a part in what content I create, definitely be sure to follow me on Instagram. So this just came out. It's available at Ulta Beauty. It's available on the BH Cosmetics website. It may be available at Kohl's as well. I'm not positive on that one. But either way, super affordable with beautiful bright colors, but they have thrown in some neutrals as well. So you can really have that versatility no matter which way you want to go. So let's just jump right into the eye look. So first we're starting off with the NYX eyeshadow base in white. I love using this for bright colors because it really just makes them pop against the white background. Now this base is creamy, so if you feel like you may have applied too much or it just needs to dry down a little bit, feel free to add a base shade. I'm just gonna go in with Experience really quickly and pat that lightly over the base. So first I want to apply my highlight shade. So I'm going to be going into Disco, and I'm going to apply that right under the brow bone. This is a really pretty champagne shade. Next, I'm going to be laying down my transition shade. So I'm going in with Groove, which is kind of a light coral, and putting that in and above my crease. Now, as I get to this outer corner here, I am gonna wanna start flaring it out just a bit because we are going to be creating that type of cut crease where it sort of creates a wing with those upper shades. Next, I'm going into Sequins, which is a deeper pink, and that's gonna be going right in my crease and then into the transition shade. And again, we wanna flare this out a bit when you get to the outer corner. Obviously, you don't have to worry about anything that's happening on the lid if there's any messiness, because we are going to cut that. Right now I'm just building up the pigmentation. The shades in this palette are very vibrant and buildable, so you can kind of start out softer and build up to the intensity that you want, but you can definitely get a bold look out of them. And I'm just gonna go back in with the transition shade to make this more of a gradient and blend that out. So something that I have to constantly remind myself when I'm doing my eye makeup, I have a habit of lifting my eyebrow while I'm working on my lid to kind of, you know, flatten out the skin, make it a little bit easier. But you have to remember that as soon as you drop the eyebrow, your shadow is gonna be in a different spot than where you thought you were applying. So be sure to, you know, if you are lifting just to get that space to blend, occasionally drop it and make sure that you're still applying in the same shape and space that you want it to be. All right, so we've got that. Next, we are going to create just a little bit of a purple moment to really create that contrast with the cut crease. So I'm actually going in with a really flat brush for this. I feel like it's a little bit easier. This is the Carity E25 brush. And I'm going into VIP, which is a deep purple with some shimmer to it. And this is just gonna go right above my natural crease. Because this is a cut crease, you do want the cut to actually show, so you have to place it a little bit higher. But we don't want it so high that we're just covering the pink. We're gonna keep this pretty thin, and basically we're kind of doing a pre-cut of the crease with the purple. Here we're not gonna be flaring out too much. I'm pretty much lining that up with the end of my lid where I wanna stop the purple. Okay, so obviously this looks pretty funky, so we are gonna be doing a little bit of blending to work the purple into the pink more softly. So going in with just a normal flat shader brush, I'm gonna go into Sequins, which was our crease shade, and just go over the top of that purple very lightly. I'm kind of pulling up at the purple. And then again, just adding some Groove to help blend that out. This look is all about blending. Also, what is this? Lately for my cut creases, I've been using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This formula was too dry for my face, but for cut creases, the way that it dries down is actually an advantage. So I'm gonna load that up onto a concealer brush, something tiny that gives you control, and we'll just go right in to cutting that crease. So again, we do want this purple to show just a little bit, so as you're bringing the concealer up, be sure to leave just a little bit of that purple visible. I find it easier to work my way up, so starting at the lash line and then kind of building up to the actual cut of the crease. Okay, so we are at the outer corner. Again, I said that we want to be flaring out this top part. You can see on this side how we did that. We're basically gonna load up the brush again with some concealer and then just create that clean swoop. So here's where we're at so far. Something you wanna be mindful of is, are you picking up color on your brush? Because when we start kind of blending this concealer out, we don't want it to be turning pink because I've picked up some pink shadow. So I just like kind of pat it out on the back of my hand so that any eyeshadow that went on it is off, and then I can start blending out and cleaning this up. That looks so good. While the concealer is setting, I do want to add some color to my lower lash line, and I'm using the same 3 colors we used in the crease. So I'm going to be putting the purple closest to my lash line, then the darker pink, and then the lighter pink fading out. So VIP comes first, then sequins right under that, and then groove. Next, we're gonna add our lid color. So I'm going for this gorgeous lime green called Haze, and we're gonna apply this all over the lid, but as we get to this outer corner, because I want it to be pretty faded out, I'm not gonna really pack on any color starting at the end of my lash line. That's when I'm gonna start to blend it out and really diffuse it. So right about here is when I'm gonna stop packing on the color, and I'll just start kind of sweeping it and blending. You can also use a clean brush to help diffuse it without adding any more color to it. Okay, lastly, we're gonna add some sparkle, and we're gonna put EDM, which is a beautiful gold, and we're gonna pack that in the inner corner. Now with this shade, you can apply it wet and get that metallic, opaque look. Today I'm just gonna kind of use it as a topper and get that gold shimmer on top of this green. So I'm gonna pack that in the inner corner right over that green, and I'm bringing that in about 1/3 of the way onto the lid. And I will warn you, this shade falls out like crazy. So put a shadow shield down if you don't want glitter all over your face, basically. Okay, gonna pat that in the inner corner as well and bring it onto the lower lash line. Yeah, so that fallout is an absolute bitch to get off. I basically just put foundation over it. So if you don't want gold glitter all over your face and you're using that shade dry, then put down a shadow shield. All right, just gonna add a little bit of liner now. We're gonna be tight lining with the L'Oreal Infallible Pencil, and of course, doing just a tiny little line of the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. I'm not flaring out this liquid liner at all. I'm literally just adding the thinnest line ever to my top lash line for definition. All right, I'm gonna curl my lashes to prep for my falsies. I'm just gonna add the thinnest coat ever of the CoverGirl Flourish by Lash Blast mascara to darken up my lashes, and also add a little bit to the lower lash line as well. For my lashes, I'm using the AOA Studio Alexis lashes. This is a 6-pack. You can get them for $1 individually online at Shop Miss A. I'll leave the link below. Not technically drugstore because you have to buy them online, but they're $1 a pair, so. And I think they're even cheaper when you buy them in this pack. But yeah, AOA lashes have been my absolute favorite lately. And you'll see that by applying that thin line of liquid liner ahead of time, you have a little bit of leeway if you don't get the application perfect with the lashes, because it's just filled in with the dark color underneath, so there's not a gap that's kind of giving away the fact that you maybe went a little too high. And I just like to smoosh my natural lashes and the falsies together. The eyes are done, y'all. Okay, so you didn't see the rest of my face makeup because it was already done when we started the eyes. I will leave all the products that I used down in the description, but I do want to finish off with a bright lip. So I'm using the BH Cosmetics Cashmere Cream. This is in the shade 100. It is a very vibrant violet. Of course, if you feel so inclined, do a neutral lip because we have so much going on with the eye look, but I feel like for festival season, you can really get away with going all out. I mean, if I'm not going to a festival, where am I going? And this is the finished drugstore festival look. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more bright looks from me this spring, definitely hit thumbs up. And leave a comment telling me what eyeshadow color you have the most trouble working into your looks. For me, it's been green, and I've been trying to figure out like ways to make a really pretty green look. So I'd love to kind of take on the challenge of creating looks around the colors that you want to see. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, become the newest member of this Lash Squad. If you've done that, then high five, but have you hit the bell icon so you know every time a new video goes live? Engage with this video in any way, and make sure that my face stays on your subscription page. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!